everybody. Welcome to another edition of the NBA Slate Starter podcast. I'm Eric, joined with my buddy Ryan as we break down Thursday's 5-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings. And yes, 5 on DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo. There we go. Every time he does that to intro, he did the 11 thing yesterday. Also, I cut my finger, so that's bad. But he did the 11 thing. Yeah, no, I'm an idiot, but it's fine. And then 5, you go to the 5. $5 foot long. You know what? This is another great intro, but we're going to keep going with it. Ryan, how's your NBA DFS slate going right now?
It's still going. I mean, there's a two-game late night hammer between 4 very exciting teams. So we'll see. I had quite a bit of exposure tied up to some of these players in these games, but yeah, health and safety protocols throughout the league opened up a ton of value for this 11-game slate, and a lot of mixing and matching. Some studs failed, some studs smashed. A lot of random low-owned guys really prevailed. Guys like Fred VanVleet came back around. Miles Turner did really well. Dame Lillard came back to life in terms of just like being average median performances.
I was going to say, I wanted to victory lap it, but I can't even victory lap it because, it's just not that good. And I didn't play FanDuel today. I just played DK and our sponsor Yahoo because that's the kind of person that I am. But I don't know. It was kind of a weird slate. Patrick Beverley, my God, what a weird chalk play to run into. And, I had a lot of it because, I was on a stream and that's kind of what happens. You just end up jamming some chalk. It's like, oh, well, I'll just go down with these plays. I played no Svi Mikhailiuk. I played but half Greg Eubanks. Thad Young, though, finally getting minutes. Oh, it's weird how he puts a fantasy production when he gets minutes. Pop.
It's like Pop is playing on DraftKings before he rolls out his players nowadays, right? Drew Eubanks obviously at the min 3K opened up a lot of things for you, and it's not like he was amazing. He got the job done. I think maybe we'll see the winning lineup on DraftKings have him, not sure, but I put up 24, 25 fantasy points at a center spot where there's no real center outside of Miles Turner or Wendell Carter. Just absolutely destroyed their price tag value from what I'm going off the top of my head. Pat Beverley, I completely forgot it was a revenge narrative in this spot. And I buy into narratives as ridiculous that is. I just care. That's a little personal bias that you got to throw it in some DFS lineups, but damn, I forgot it was a complete revenge spot. I cut down a lot of my Pat Bev ownership leading up to that game, which was, looking back at it, a mistake move.
Ryan, do you prefer gigantic slates like this 11-gamer, or do you prefer something like this 5-gamer that we have for tomorrow?
I prefer slates when I win.
Wow. Wow. With that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when this and this other arrogant person over here is going live. Very excited about that. He likes all this slates. You're just a master of the showdown and the short slate too, and so I was just curious if you like.
I think every slate, every game changes up like the whole puzzle. Like there are so many different ways to a point where when a game starts, the psychological aspect of people not playing games in the later half. That will used to be a thing. People have gotten a lot sharper over the years, a lot more data informed decisions. So you got to evolve as other people evolve. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind in this game of DFS. And we'll see what ends up happening tonight.
Yeah, as soon as we got off our stream, I started doing some notes because I was on the live before lock. So watch that every single day, always an hour before lock on the Awesemo channel. But I was on with Greg Ehrenberg, and I was talking about Najee Marshall possibly being a starting contender. And so I was 3,500. And then I started piecing it together, wrote out a couple of things, and I had to write out hand pivots for Garrett Temple, for these other guys. And of course, we have optimizers that do it. I only made 40 lineups, so I was doing a little bit more by hand just for the late swap aspect than I normally would. But just thought it was fascinating that, none of these guys had any ownership whatsoever. On an 11-gamer, people are just not inclined to inherit risk like that. But Brandon Ingram, it's such a big piece to be missing there. And no Herbert Jones. I thought it was a fascinating spot. We always talk late swap. We try to give you guys a good recap of what's going on and what's going through our heads for stuff. But, Ryan and myself, but particularly 99.9% Ryan, we kind of give all the credit to late swap for a lot of the things that we're capable of doing in NBA DFS. Wouldn't you say that that's the case?
Yeah, late swap is pretty big. Alex dropped a quick tidbit on social last night. In NBA late swap, you can actually salvage some of your night, like if it's going poorly, unlike any other DFS sport. So Late swap is super special in NBA. It's its own game within the game, which is kind of awesome. Uh, and I
It's in
really
the
enjoy it.
game.
I
Go
really
ahead.
enjoy NBA late swap. I think I really can separate myself from other lineups. Hopefully, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity to take advantage of it going forward.
Well, you want to talk late swap? Let's talk late swap. Let's get into this 5-gamer here. We have 3 games that are going to be in the early window. You're looking at Philly and Detroit, Utah, Atlanta, Boston, Miami, that are all starting either at 7 p.m. Eastern time or 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then you have to wait until the midnight hour for Houston, Phoenix, and OKC, Los Angeles Lakers. Of course, the Lakers. I mean, you're coming in with Q tags next to you know who and you know who. So it's going to be very fascinating to see. I think they're just like very kind tags out there, but against OKC, this might be a spot where somebody actually rests. I don't even know what to say, but that's why you need to be tuning into the programming leading up to lock. And of course, if you don't find that news, there could be an advantage. Not that people shied away from playing LeBron on FanDuel. I think he was still like 12% the other night on a larger slate, but let's get to it. You ready to go, my dude?
Let's ride.
All right, on the top end, Russell Westbrook, $10,700 because DraftKings woke up and they chose violence. I don't really know what else to say. It's stupid. Trae Young, 9,900. That's an overpay, but this is kind of something that sites have started to do on these shorter slates where they overinflate some of the studs because people know how much you want to go starts and scrubs. So they basically say, hey, you want to play this guy? You're going to have to pay to play this guy. And I kind of enjoy that. It's not so easy because if you get the 9,700 and the 8,900 or whatever Trae Young was today, it was a low number compared to this. You have an opportunity to possibly really screw yourself just trying to just go strictly stars and scrubs. But Donovan Mitchell, he's questionable. That's a gigantic piece of news in the early window of games. They're at Atlanta. That game starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And if he's out, that's going to open up a ton of Utah value that you're going to want to play. Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander up to 8,400. I mean, DraftKings is aggressively pricing these guys up. Talk to me about them.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of been the tale of this week. I mean, DraftKings pricing up all their players, and we complain when they don't, and when they do, we're like, oh my god, they did it. It's like kind of wild, right? I mean, 10-7 Russ, 9-9 Trae Young, 9-4 Mitchell, 8-7 Booker, Chris Paul, 8,500. Everyone's like, wow, we've never seen this price tag. It's a new. I wonder if their algorithm has changed a little, and maybe we're just witnessing something new.
I'm here for the algorithm takes.
Yeah, I mean, we complain about their algorithm over and over again. So I will. None of those guys really stand out their price tag. I mean, they're all super expensive. $8,500 Chris Paul, maybe. He was sensational last time out. I think he just missed out on the 20 assist game. I think 6,700 Tyler Hero is fine. He's been just shooting the ball lights out to start off the season. I'll definitely want to ride that. Kevin Porter Jr. 6,400. I'm gonna have to get there with shot volume. I will like that. 6,300 Mike Conley. And super asterisk play. If there's no Donovan Mitchell, 6,300 Mike Conley becomes a solid option. Kevin Porter Jr.'s teammate Jalen Green, point guard, shooting guard eligible, 5,700. I think that's a solid price tag. And I'm just going to jump to 4K Cade Cunningham. I hope he doesn't go 0 for 9 yet again tomorrow. Cade Cunningham is going to be pretty chalky yet again. If people really want to, people have a short memory, I think I'll be willing to go back to him at $4,000. I think if he's going to play 29 minutes, he doesn't even need to be a point per minute guy on a 5-game slate. I think I'll take like mid 20 fantasy points at 4K for Cade Cunningham.
He's going to be the highest owned player on the slate, and I don't think it's close on DraftKings.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just at what ownership on a 5-game slate where do you decide to fade it? I don't know. We'll see how people react to his dismal second game in his NBA career.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad start. I would say the other underrated part about talking about these late night games is the blowout risk. You have Houston in Phoenix. We don't have the line out that. It's going to be double digits. We have the OKC at Los Angeles Lakers game. That's going to be a double digit spread. Both of those look like they could be massive blowouts. We try not to factor that in too much, but there might be something you can extract because, I mean, Houston played the Lakers competitively, and all of a sudden you get 40 minutes out of Kevin Porter Jr., and that's the kind of stuff you're hoping for. That's tournament play. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I really have nothing else here at point guard. Shake Milton, I hate you. I don't like you. Please go away, but I'm probably going to have to roster him again tomorrow. Whatever, don't care. Point guard on FanDuel, Russell Westbrook 9,200, Trae Young 8,600. See, this is the massive difference of the two sites. I mean, those two plays are going to be so chalky comparatively to DK because DK priced him up and said, hey, you want him? Go get him. And on FanDuel, they basically said, here you go. Have fun. So talk to me about him.
Yeah, and FanDuel, you can roster like 4 point guards just because of MPE. I mean, Russ Westbrook, Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul.
Russ plays a lot of shooting guard. I can tell you that.
$9,200 Russ. Yeah, love that. 8K Mitchell if he plays, pretty solid. Chris Paul, 7,800. Probably my favorite out of the three I just went off. Going down to the next tier, guys. 7,600 Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think we can definitely consider that as an option. Point guard, shooting guard. Next range of guys. Kyle Lowry, only $5,900. I think that's there. FanDuel just took the week off in terms of pricing, guys. Clearly, Kyle Lowry's been $5,900 for a week now. Kevin Porter Jr., also $5,900. A nice price point for him. Mike Conley, $5,200. If there is no Mitchell, $5,200 Mike Conley on FanDuel. Oh, man. Hopefully he can show Memphis signs again. But going to the next range, I mean, Jordan Clarkson would be a very exciting smash play if there's no Mitchell. I think Kate Cunningham, 4,600.
Hold on. Super exciting. The guy's been abysmal this year.
If there's no Donovan Mitchell,
I know. I mean, it's a completely different situation. I'm going to have a ton, but saying that he's a super smash play.
Yeah, if there's no Donovan Mitchell, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it's just like, I'm just mad at him because I think I've tried to make him a thing a couple times, and I'll tell you right now, confirmed, not a thing yet. But yeah, Donovan Mitchell out, big piece.
Yeah, and then Kate Cunningham is $4,600 point guard shooting guard. They did drop his price a little bit here. It's okay. Nothing too exciting, but that's really a bit of the point guard slate. I mean, you can roster 4 of these guys that we talked about, and they're all priced kind of cheap. So, yeah, it's really it on the FanDuel slate.
I would agree. Going to Yahoo, our sponsor. Love them. Top end, Russell Westbrook, $45. Trae Young, $43. Neither of those are that appealing to me, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at $33. When you talk about a $10 price tag, if you imagine it being like $50 being, $10K and then the $10 price tag being $2K, something like that. I mean, there's a large price disparity between them down to Shai against the Lakers. I'm still going to like that. I think that makes some sense. Chris Paul had a ceiling game, got off to a slow start, and then just put up a cool 51.4 for his highest fantasy output of the season over on FanDuel. Want to give him a shout out over there at $32. I think that's advantageous. And then Kyle Lowry, I would say that was by far his best game that he's had in a Miami Heat uniform. But if he looks like that, this Miami team is terrifying. $23. That is really good over at our sponsor. Talk to me about point guard there.
I have nothing else to talk about on Yahoo. I'm just scrolling down this list. Conley at $21 if there's no Mitchell, but you nailed on all the solid plays. I have no one really to add here. If there's some sort of injury situation in Detroit, Killian Hayes and Corey Joseph for $10, but that's just getting a little too cute.
It's almost like I prepped for this show or something. All right, we go to the shooting guard spot here on DraftKings. On the top end, Donovan Mitchell, 9,400. Questionable, we shall see. Huge piece of the slate. Jaylen Brown, 8,900. Devin Booker, 8,700. Tyler Hero, 6,700. Seth Curry, 5,900. I thought he was well on his way to a massive, massive game. It didn't necessarily work out completely that way. I don't know what he finished with, but I don't think it was slate breaking by any means, or maybe not even close. I'm not sure. I didn't roster him. Josh Giddy, 5,800. Nice little inflated price tag for him coming off of 35 minutes, 38.75 DraftKings points, but still probably somebody to invest in. And then Jalen Green. If Phoenix is going to be competitive, like in a lot of games here, Jalen Green had a very efficient outing against the Lakers. I mean, not just that step back, ridiculous, stupid thing that Wobe posted where Kevin Porter Jr. hit like a 35-footer over Anthony Davis, but he was 9 for 15 from the field, 5 for 10 from 3. 7 turnovers isn't ideal. You're not going to win many basketball games doing that, but efficient shooting. Jalen Green, 5,700 against Phoenix. I think on a 5-gamer is when I can start talking about him a little bit. Talk to me about the top end of shooting guard.
Yeah, top end of shooting guard. Mitchell, Brown, Booker, all great tournament options because of their price points. I mean, they all have 50 plus fantasy upside if things go well for them. But keep in mind, their price tag is pretty much at an all-time high this season. Tyler Hero, we touched on. Going down the list, yeah, Josh Giddy, Jalen Green, fine, mid to high 5K price tags. I like Giddy at 5.8, and Jalen Green at 5,700 is fine if that game stays close. Going down the list here, Bogdanovich of Atlanta hasn't really gotten there this season. Atlanta's been really their stops came out. They're just going to be like monitoring minutes all year long with their guys. They're just going to there's going to be guys who are resting in and out of the lineups quite a bit. They're going to be really looking to load manage guys. In the next range, you guys, I really like Mikal Bridges at $5,100. I think the minutes will be there, can somehow rack up peripherals on and off. The next group of guys, I mean, Cade Cunningham is shooting guard eligible. We already know 4K, what that might look like for all of us. But Cade Cunningham, the shooting guard position, Mikal Bridges, and Giddy and Jalen Green really stand out, and Tyler Hero on DK right now.
I like it a lot. Heading to FanDuel on the top end of shooting guard. Again, some of the value might change here or there, but we talk Clarkson, we talk Conley. You play them both over on FanDuel. Such low numbers. I guess 5K Jordan Clarkson is the only eligible one. Mike Conley is actually point guard only. Whoa, what a shocker. That's fantastic. But yeah, top end there. It's kind of looking the same. Jimmy Butler, though, 10-3 is sitting there. Yeah. He's pretty good at fantasy basketball right now. Only 33 minutes against Dallas. They beat up on him, missed another couple minutes towards the end of that game, but 50.5. He's now put up 50 plus fantasy points in 5 straight. Miami just looks different this season. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's probably Kyle Lowry that helps. Tyler Hero playing out of his mind helps.
The disrespect I don't know if this PJ Tucker.
I love PJ. PJ Tucker is the common. Yeah, no, I respect. I'm the person who said PJ Tucker was a big reason that I liked Milwaukee to win a freaking title last year. So don't you do that to me. Don't do that. It's mean. Talk to me about the shooting guard there. I know, but I love PJ Tucker.
The shooting guards on FanDuel.
I'm done.
Russ Westbrook, $9,200. Pretty darn solid play. We talked a lot of these guys who have point guard eligible. Point guard eligible as well, guys like SGA, Donovan Mitchell, all solid options. I like Giddy at 6K as well here. The guy's been impressive. There's no denying that. Tyrese Maxey against the Detroit team. I've been chasing this Maxey upside game. It just isn't happening. I'm going to chase it again tomorrow. Hopefully that can pan out for me. Cade Cunningham is 4.6. Seth Curry, 5,100. Continues to produce at pretty solid rates with no Tobias Harris. So there's going to be a secondary Sixer guy that's going to be good. Joel Embiid will be on a back-to-back. Keep an eye on that situation. What's going to break down? Could a lot of Philly value could open up for us yet again. Shake Milton's at $4,500. Furkan Korkmaz is $4,200. So Korkmaz is in play with or without Embiid playing. $4,200 continues to be pretty darn solid. Shooting guard on FanDuel is just going to be occupied with a bunch of guys who have point guard eligibility, I feel like, tomorrow. So that's how I really feel over there on the FanDuel slate.
Thank you for telling me how you feel. It does matter to me very much. I'm your friend. Donovan Mitchell, $39 on Yahoo. Devin Booker, $32. Tyler Hero, $24. Jalen Green, $24. I really like Tyler Hero there comparably. So, yeah, Jalen Green's a good play, but there. Cade Cunningham, $23. Definitely the place you don't want to play Cade Cunningham tomorrow. Yahoo.com. Don't do it. Talk to me about the shooting guard position there.
Yeah, Cade Cunningham, I really can't go there. I mean, I think Jalen Green and $1 more and Tyler Hero $1 more make for solid options. Devin Booker at $32. I don't mind that price tag for him over there against the Houston team. Clarkson, tournament play as is, but a super smash if no Mitchell at $18. Seth Curry, $17 is tournament option only there. Furkan Korkmaz, $12 there. I think he's in play with or without Embiid over there as well. But just going down the list here, Duncan Robinson's the min. All right, Duncan Robinson has not been fun all year long, but there will be a game where Duncan Robinson hits 6 3-pointers, picks up random rebounds, and pays off a $10 price tag on Yahoo. So if you want to play Duncan Robinson, take your chances on Yahoo at the min.
How much Rashawn Holmes do you have?
I know he just got ejected, but I'm sure I have.
Oh, okay. Have a sip of the drink. Top end is small forward. You and me both. Oh, Oh, I don't even want to look. This is why I don't watch my live standings anymore while I'm on a show, because I would be probably very upset. Wow. LeBron James, 10-4 there. Jason Tatum, 9,800. Jimmy Butler, 9,600. Jalen Brown, 8,900. We got to talk a little bit about this situation between Tatum and Brown. We had the conversation. Marcus Smart was feeling a little left out. He was a little pouty. He said, please pass me the ball more. But I don't understand why you wouldn't give the ball to your two best players and let them do as much stuff as possible. So Marcus Smart can go kick rocks. Might be a little too expensive, but on a 5-gamer, that's when I'm more willing to take shots on overpriced studs like this. Jalen Brown or Jason Tatum, do you have any desire whatsoever?
It's a 5-game slate where you're going to have minimal interest when a guy can put up 50 fantasy points, and both have shown that this year that they can. So very minimal interest with those Boston guys. But just looking over at that small forward slate, I mean, over there on DK, those guys can do it on a Boston team against Miami. It's not the greatest matchup, you want to say, but you're saving a ton of money. But as I pull these guys up, I keep losing them. Pardon me.
It's okay. This is just a 35-minute show.
Go ahead and take a couple minutes. Other guys on the small forward slate as I get this thing situated. Yeah, LeBron James, 10-4. I mean, triple-double upside versus Oklahoma City. Yeah, you're going to pay for a stud. I mean, no issues going to LeBron James, saving a little bit from you can save a little bit with Tatum and Butler. Like you said, Butler has been in absolute smash mode right now. Underrated MVP candidate to a couple weeks into the season. Jalen Brown, 8,900. Tatum, yes, they're fine. They're expensive, but they have upside. They'll be low owned. Next group of guys, we talked about Giddy. Saddiq Bey can get hot from the outside. The matchup versus Philly, $5,900. He's shown a game where I think he had like 14, 15 rebounds. So tournament option can get the 3-point bonus over there on DraftKings. Bojan Bogdanovic is already in play, in my opinion. It's the battle of the Bogdanoviches. That's going to be something. I'm pumped for that. Bojan versus Bogdan. Oh, boy. Yeah, let's go.
I had my Mitchell lineups yesterday. I thought that was fun.
Oh, come on. Bogdanovic versus Bogdanovic when they're not related. And they're not even from the same country. They probably hate each other, but 5K where you get the 3-point bonus. If there's no Mitchell, I'm about that. Next group of guys, Furkan Korkmaz, 4,700. Matisse Thybulle, 3,600. I can never roster Thybulle in confidence. He's such an elite defender. The offensive game is evolving. He's improving, but we know why he's on the court is for his defense. If there's no Mitchell, Ingles, I think, is also a fine option at $4,600. There's going to be a lot of ball handling opportunity and creating opportunity. And Duncan Robinson, 3-point bonus at $4,200. I think you can take your chances on a $90 million Duncan Robinson. That's really about it. And if you think the game is going to blow out in Phoenix, Cam Johnson, $3,200. I think he might get some blowout run at $3,200 where you get a 3-point bonus. Cam Johnson can get hot from the outside.
North Carolina's finest.
Yeah. Best shooter in the draft.
No, he's just terrible. But anyway, George Niang, 4,400 now. I did not play any today. I vehemently was against it. And I think he went off again, didn't he?
He did. I think he was pretty darn solid. Your boy from Iowa State.
I know. That's where I went to school, for those who don't know. I just give my shout out to Iowa Staters, even if I don't roster them. Didn't roster him or Tyrese Halliburton. And, I'm sure they're both going to go for infinity. And I'm going to be sad. To FanDuel will be going the top end. Jimmy Butler, 10-3 there. LeBron James, 10-1. Jason Tatum, 9,400. Jalen Brown, 8,400. Just kind of all guys we've talked about a little bit here now. Tyler Hero, 6,400 eligible. Carmelo Anthony, 6K. That is way too much. We both laughed at that number the other day, and we laugh again. Kevin Porter Jr., 5,900. FanDuel does not want to touch Kevin Porter Jr.'s salary at all, ever. They're just going to make me play this guy every single day.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has point guard, small forward eligibility. I think he'll have some fair share of ownership within him. We touched on Tyler Hero, $6,400. He continues to produce, even with that price tag going up, as his fantasy production has gone up as the price tag has gone up. $5,200 Mikal Bridges. I like that price tag a lot. Can pick up steals there. Very preferable scoring for him on FanDuel. Next group of guys. If there's no Embiid, that one's going to be forced into minutes with no Danny Green, I believe. So $4,400 can pick up steals. It sounds gross, but if he's going to play 30 plus minutes in a matchup against Detroit, Diallo can find his way there. Small
You
forward's kind of
definitely play
gross.
him on FanDuel. That was, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Again, everybody hates when I interrupt you, so I apologize for doing it for the 40th time on this show. But Greg Ehrenberg talked about that on the Live Before Lock show today, where FanDuel, Matisse Thybulle, what does he do well? He gets steals, he gets blocks. That's just how he accumulates fantasy points. He had 5 of them in 38 minutes against Chicago, 29.3. I don't think he was a slate beater, but I think on a 5-gamer, he's even more justifiable at that number.
Yeah, and it's a 5-game slate. You're forcing to roster at least the minimum of 2 small forward eligible guys over there on FanDuel. Yeah, it's at that same price tag. I do think Duncan Robinson will be lesser owned, and that's a pivot in tournaments. Small forward kind of sucks. I mean, there's LeBron James and Butler and Jaylen Brown to pay up for, but to find any sort of value, the lowest guy I'll have interest in is Matisse Thybulle. There are guys like Danilo Gallinari, sub 4K. What a world. I mean, this guy, it's just like Atlanta's so deep. They just don't need to play all these guys so many minutes. It becomes tough to play like guys like Kevin Huerter's 4,100. These guys were balling in the playoffs, and now they barely play any minutes. It's kind of crazy.
Cam Reddish effect, baby. Cam Reddish effect. Especially if he's knocking down shots. I mean, you're going to put Cam Reddish. Duke, was he like the number 3 pick out of Duke? One and done? I mean, he was that same.
Yeah, he was the 3rd guy. I think he went 10th overall. It went Zion, RJ Barrett, and then Cam Reddish. Okay.
I just know he played with Zion, and he hit the shot against Florida State, and that was like his only good game he played. Former Duke fan, recovering Duke fan over here. Just throwing that out there too. All right, to the top end of small forward on Yahoo, Jimmy Butler, 43, LeBron James, 42, Jaylen Brown, 35, Saddiq Bey, 24. I mean, Jimmy Butler, LeBron James seem like pretty good plays at those numbers, but Jaylen Brown, 35, maybe a little bit of a discount. I'm not sure. Josh Giddy, $20. Now we're talking a little bit. Jayshawn Tate, $17. I don't know what I want to do with that. Mikal Bridges, $18. And then getting down here, Matisse Thybulle's $11 there. I think that might be a decent enough fire up there.
Yeah, $11 Thybulle could be in play. $12 Reddish, I don't mind at all. But yeah, you touched on all the solid guys in the Mikal Bridges, $18. Same scoring as FanDuel. Can definitely work out for guys like Bridges and Thybulle over there on our sponsor, Yahoo.
That was it? Okay, I like that. DeAndre Hunter also is $10. He plays 33 minutes when he's healthy, so $10 of him, I think that's fascinating to me as well. You know what's extremely fascinating, Ryan? Bam! Look at that. Look at this ad. Look at this. It's beautiful. I don't know. Our graphics team is second to none. No question about it. I keep using this slide. I love this slide. New Yahoo users. I don't know. If you guys have listened to us before, if you found us here, I don't know what to tell you. Just join Yahoo because you get that free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. That's a $90 value. $90 that you're going to save yourself by heading to Yahoo, depositing $10 or more, playing in any paid contest. They're going to send you a thing. We're going to send you back a thing. You're going to be on Awesemo Plus. And it doesn't get any better than that. All the data and tools that Ryan is using to make a number of money that you can look up and find places if you want to find. The guy is one of the top 10, top 5 NBA players in the entire universe. Yes, the known universe. Must be nice to be top 5 or top 10 at anything, and that's what he is. And he does it using the Awesemo data and tools, and you can have the availability for that too. Plus, NFL tools, PGA tools, MLB tools. When that comes back, I mean, it's going to be a while, but NHL tools, that is in full swing here, of course. Check it out. Utilize this offer. Stop guessing, start winning, and play at our sponsor, Yahoo. Thank you so much to them for their sponsorship of this show. They're absolutely lovely. Cool. Oh, hello. Hi. There we go. Good to see you. Power forward to the top. There we go. How much Rashawn Holmes? That's the question. Just going through just Rashawn Holmes lineups. I don't want to do it. LeBron James 10-4, Anthony Davis 10-3. He's listed probable. So Anthony Davis, that Q tag is basically honorary. But LeBron James truly questionable once again here. Jason Tatum 9,800. Tobias Harris is going to be out for a long time. He ended up testing positive for COVID. There's a lot of COVID news that broke today, kind of everywhere. And Danny Green's going to continue to be out. Ben Simmons is obviously going to continue to be out. mean, Philadelphia, you can definitely mine some value there. And George Niang, we talked about a second ago. Maybe I need to start being a little bit more bullish on him. But the guy that I want to talk about is Al Horford. Just what is going on with this dude? He's so good again.
He's back in Boston, baby.
That's not a good reason.
I mean, he's been crushing, but it's a back-to-back for Al Horford. I need to recall if he's been playing back-to-backs yet. I know
that's a good question. I doubt it.
And if he doesn't play, it'll open up some value for Boston. You can go to Grant Williams, but yeah, lots and lots of health and protocol news. Aaron Rodgers getting caught red-handed was something else today.
Lies. All lies.
Yeah, I mean, that's
regardless
wild.
of anybody's whatever.
7.5 points. No, but that's you can catch all the NFL content all week long on our YouTube channel. But Aaron Rodgers, wow, that was something today. And shout out to Jordan Love. He's going to be $4,400, and we'll play him. But LeBron James, 10-1, small forward, power forward eligible. Yeah, can be the highest scoring player on the slate. You're going to have minimal interest at least at that price tag. Tatum, Bam Adebayo. All these guys are priced up / appropriately. Jeremy Grant, 7,100. This is not the same Jeremy Grant last year. He's not as aggressive. I don't expect to have the ball as much in his hands when Cade Cunningham's around. Hopefully they can have some sort of two-man game formulate in the near future where they can really optimize their offense through those two guys. Kelly Olynyk can get hot off the bench. I'll have tournament interest in him just because it's a 5-game slate. Going down, I mean, so far out of all the power forwards I mentioned, it's like honestly just LeBron James and Bam Adebayo. If there's no Horford, Grant Williams has started games in the past, but keep that in mind. If there's no Drummond tomorrow, we can go back to Georges Niang, $3,700. Your boy from Iowa State. Can definitely consider that as an option, as a value option. And if there's no Daniel Tice again, I will roster Alperen Sengun at $5,100 quite heavily. I know he didn't perform as well last time out, but I think I'll be taking my chances on Sengun again if there is no Daniel Tice and he is starting potentially against JaVale McGee. And that'll be fun for Sengun. I'll be looking to roster him for sure. Outside of that, that's really about it on the power forward slate. I mean, expensive guys in Bam, Tatum, and LeBron, but they all have an upside. They'll be low owned. Hopefully we can find enough value to jam a couple of those guys in.
Did we jump over to FanDuel while we were doing that? But I mean, you started talking about
FanDuel. Oh my God. I read the power forwards on FanDuel. Yep.
Yep. That was power forward on FanDuel. Going back to DraftKings, Al Horford, 7,400 there. I will say the one thing that makes me think that he might be able to play tomorrow, they completely blew out Orlando. He only played 26 minutes. So maybe they're like, screw it. You can go back and play again. But Grant Williams makes some sense down there at the bottom end. George Niang as well. It's just George. I learned that, when I was in college, and for whatever reason, I unlearned it, where you just don't say the S at the end of his name. But every time I read it, I always want to say Gorgie or Georges, because Gorgie Niang played for the Minnesota Timberwolves, my team, then went to Memphis, San Antonio, wherever he is now. I hope he's doing well. He's very tall, very good at Louisville back in the day. But I definitely think that, George Niang from the Philadelphia 76ers and play at 4,400. But anything else you want to add to the DraftKings slate?
Yeah, my apologies there. My sheet got flipped around over there.
That's right. It's your first time on the podcast today. You're fine.
Yeah, mistakes happen. LeBron James, 10-4. Anthony Davis, 10-3. Yeah, I'll have interest in both of those guys. I mean, there's not a surplus of studs, and it's like we got three of them on the same team, and LeBron, AD, and Russ in the expensive tier. So I want to hope one of those guys can pay off against an OKC matchup. We touched on Tatum. John Collins, 7,100. Look, he was a game time decision. He ended up playing today. It's a back-to-back. Keep an eye on that situation. He might sit on this back-to-back for John Collins. Jeremy Grant, $6,800 against Philadelphia. Look, he has performed all right of late. In the 5-game slate, you don't need him to. I think you need him to be just good at $6,800, and I think there's a chance he can do that. It's a lot different than last year when Jeremy Grant was almost near 8K before they shut him down for the season. Kelly Olynyk, $5,100. I like this price tag quite a bit. 3-point bonus from him. He can just an excellent tournament play on a 5-game slate. $100 cheaper. We have Bojan Bogdanovic, has power forward eligibility. I think he's a solid option as well. Just going down a little bit cheaper. That's really about it, man. No one really is that outstanding. I mean, look, if Daniel Tice starts and he's good to go, he's $3,900 power forward center. A position that we're looking for in a slate that we're looking for some value to get that next expensive guy. Sure, but it's Daniel Tice. Keep in mind what you're in store for.
Yep, that's how it works. And then on Yahoo, we're going to round this puppy out here on the top end. Joel Embiid. Oh, sorry, power forward. Look at that. See, now I made a mistake. So now we're even there. Power forward, Anthony Davis, $48. Jason Tatum, $43. Of course, Tobias Harris out. John Collins, $28. He ended up giving it a go here today. We'll see. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to be all right to play. They lost to Brooklyn today. I got to be thinking that he'll be all right to give it a go if he played today, but we shall see. Jeremy Grant, $27. That's way too much for this new role with Cade Cunningham now playing alongside him, which, whatever you think about Cade Cunningham, it's going to cut into his production a little bit. And then it just falls off a steep cliff. You're looking at a bunch of $10 players. Grant Williams, in the event that you get no Horford, I think that's manageable. Cameron Johnson's $10. Anything else that stands out to you, power forward there?
Yeah, in the comment section, I want our viewers to drop their 2 cents on what they think Cade Cunningham's NBA career outlook will look like. I'm genuinely curious what our viewers think of him. I'm still in between. I have no idea what to expect from this guy. But going forward, just looking at the Yahoo price tag.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Talking to the mic. I don't know. You just disappeared from me.
I'm here.
No, you are. There you are. Got you back.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna look at the Yahoo price tag, guys. I mean, Collins, if he plays, 28, tournament option. Crowder is too expensive at 20. Royce O'Neal at $12. Yeah, I think you're just looking for value here. Niang at 11. I think are fine options. And paying up for Tatum and 80. I like paying up for 80 all the time, so I'll be doing that for sure. And Jason Tatum, he's tournament winning upside on the Yahoo slate is definitely possible. Outside of that, scrolling all the way down, Daniel Tice is $10 over there on the Yahoo slate as well. If you were to play, I think if you're looking for some value, it can definitely work out for you.
I love it. Sorry, I don't know. We have the same exact microphone, and so I was kind of like playing with knobs, thinking it was maybe on my end, and then it just disappeared. And technology is great today. We go on to center. At least my TV's working again, where I can get the frickin' Yahoo plug up. That's a nice thing. It's just a nice feature to have, to be able to just throw your pictures up. But AirPlay is a dumb play. I don't like it. I'm too old-fashioned. I just want to be able to just copy, paste, put the thing up on the screen. All right, nobody cares. Joel Embiid, 10-5. Anthony Davis, 10-3 on DraftKings. Christian Wood has one good game. What does DraftKings do? They just inflate him to his highest price tag of the season at $8,800 against Phoenix now. Thanks a lot, guys. Not enjoyable. Bam Adebayo, $8,100, though. I mean, he's going to continue to be super chalky at those kind of numbers. Talk to me about the top end of center.
Yeah, 10-5 Embiid. If you were to play on a back-to-back, let's ride. I mean, it's 10-5. He was all right today. I don't know if they ended up calling a block against that DeRozan when they're up 4, but it was an amazing play by him regardless to recover on that play. 10-3 Davis. Tournament upside. He can put up a massive number against his OKC team. Next year, guys, Christian Wood, Rudy Gobert. I think Gobert's price tag at 86. Christian Wood, yes, was amazing last time out. I missed out on that performance, unfortunately. But going down to the next right, DeAndre Ayton, if you were to play, $6,600, probably one of my favorite options at the center spot. I would love that price tag. Keep in mind, if there's no Al Horford, Robert Williams at $5,800, another option. Matchup against Miami, concerning, but just the nature of a 5-game slate, trying to look for guys that you can take your chances on. We touched on Şengün. Keep an eye with the JaVale McGee situation. We saw Frank Kaminsky start the second half. If there's no Ayton, just proceed with caution over there. They both found a way to smash. I'd be shocked if both smashed on back-to-back days at their salaries, but keep an eye with that situation. I'm not sure who they'll end up starting if Ayton is ruled out just because of what transpired last game. So I'm proceeding with caution. If there's no Tice, I would love the Şengün price tag at $4,100. I think I'll have some interest as is, but if there's no Tice, I will take my chances on Şengün yet again.
I'm still tilted because I played Jalen Smith, and we talked about this yesterday, and I'm still not over it. Frank Kaminsky hadn't played since the 23rd. Jalen Smith had at least played in the 23rd and then again on the 30th in a game against Cleveland that was actually semi-competitive towards the end, 9-point finish for the spread there. And so I thought, oh, Jalen Smith, maybe they'll give him some looks. No, they got down and they brought in Frank Kaminsky and he went nuts. And that was really sad at 0.5% because I love Frank the Tank. Wisconsin's finest. There you are. To FanDuel we go. Anthony Davis 10-5, LeBron James 10-1, Jason Tatum. I feel like I've said their names a million times. Bam Adebayo 8,800, Christian Wood 7,900. They're gonna make me play Christian Wood again over there. Talk to me about power forward on FanDuel.
Yeah, power forward on FanDuel. AD's there. Joel Embiid sub 10K. If you're to play, let's go. Christian Wood sub 8K. Yeah, pretty darn solid. I think the ownership.
Shit, I just read off power forward. What are we doing? Didn't I just read off power forward? I literally just did. Anthony Davis 10-5, Joel Embiid 9,600, Bam Adebayo 8,800, Christian Wood 7,900, Al Horford 7,900, Ayton 7,800. There you go. Now you go ahead.
Yeah, and I think out of those guys you mentioned, I really like Christian Wood's price tag. Adebayo is a tournament option at $8,800. Next tier guys, I mean, Capella $6,400. Look, minutes have been in the Atlanta minutes have been really tough to pinpoint all year long just because of what's happening with their in-season load management situation. Robert Williams, $6,100. I think he's a fine option. He's an exceptional shot blocker, and he's can definitely get there with shot blocks. And there's no Embiid. Andre Drummond taking on a Pistons team, $5,800. I think will become the most popular play on the slate. I think that's something to keep an eye on, and I think we'll definitely be looking to roster Andre Drummond taking on his former team, the Pistons. So that's really it on the FanDuel Center slate. A lot of news can change that thing up in a hurry.
Joel Embiid, $48 on our sponsor Yahoo. Bam Adebayo, $37. Christian Wood, $36. Clint Capella, $25. That is a low number. Andre Drummond would be a smash if you get no Joel Embiid. Right there with you in that regard. Kelly Olynyk, a guy who's been playing a lot more minutes for Detroit. They got blown out, just got their doors blown out the last two games. So against Brooklyn and Milwaukee, that's a little different. You know, if you get Philadelphia without Andre Drummond, there's that. But also Andre Drummond heading back to Detroit. Maybe they let him be sit. If you want to talk narrative straight, there you go.
Yeah, Andre Drummond, $24. If there's no Embiid, I think we'll be looking to roster him. Christian Wood, 36. Ayton, if you were to play 31, I really like quite a bit. Adebayo and Gobert and Wood, all in that same price range, are fine tournament options. I can't really to counteract against one of those. So that's something to keep an eye on. But outside of that, I mean, Isaiah Stewart's been disappointing. And if there is no Ayton, Kaminsky, or McGee, $12 and $10 respectively, could open things up for you. But that's really it on the Yahoo Center slate. They're all priced fine. No one is too great over there. That's what it seems like to me. But they all have upside. There's the center spot. Guys, matchup I don't like is the Boston guys taking on Miami, but their price is appropriate where the scoring could work out for guys like Williams, and if Horford sits, even better for him.
All righty. Hey, everybody. We got another Slate Starter in the books. We're going to have one more tomorrow, and just want to give you guys a heads up. I'm getting married next week, so I will not be available. I think I have my friend Ryan coming out here to California for such things, but I'm looking forward to seeing him, having him kick it here with everybody. But Ryan, any final words for the people?
Yeah, thanks so much for getting to tuning in to us. Good luck tomorrow. Hopefully the 5-game slate, and hopefully the players perform well for you.
Yeah, so tomorrow will be the last one of the week. Well, we might have one or two that we fire up there on Monday, Tuesday,
we might,
Wednesday.
Go ahead.
We'll
let you guys know tomorrow. If not, we'll let you know.
decisions to be made here live on air. We'll have the meeting here in front of all of you. No, we're not. We're absolutely not going to do it. He's Ryan. He hates Richaun Holmes. I'm Eric. I hate Richaun Holmes. We'll see you later.